Hi, it's Amy Simpson from Breathe, Believe, Achieve, and I wanted to talk today about acknowledging the loss that we often feel when significant things change. So, the current kind of climate that we're in with everything that's happening around COVID-19, um, life is life as we knew it, life how it was 10, 12 weeks ago. Is almost unrecognisable at the moment. There are so many changes. We know even as we kind of start to hear some plans about potentially coming out of lockdown, we're not just jumping straight back into life as it was. There are going to be some things that will be different for a long time and may never go back to the way that they were. So, in really acknowledging that significance of the change, we sometimes feel this real sense of loss, and it's important to acknowledge it as a loss because it's a loss for what we had. Now, even if we were running at a pace of life that felt unmanageable and there was lots of um, stress and kind of worry around that, it doesn't really matter. Just the significance of the change can bring that sense of real um, of a loss, and that this happened, and it wasn't something that we decided to do. We didn't decide to make this change. This change happened to us, so we have to give our body and our mind time to really process that, to really be able to kind of work through the whole process of adjustment. There's a lovely piece of work by a lady called Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. It's certainly something that I use a lot with clients, just to really acknowledge that cycle of change and acceptance. And it recognises that for any of us, when there's a significant change or a loss, or when we're grieving something, we go through certain stages, and we'll go through them at different paces. So the first stage is around that sense of shock, shock that it's even happening. Um, then we kind of go into denial of, right, that disbelief that it could actually be happening. And then we tend to move into a stage that we of feeling angry that it is happening, angry and scared come together. So sometimes anger can be the emotion that we're very, very aware of it, but underneath it all sits fear. So angry about the situation, angry about what's happening. And then there's the next stage we move through is a stage that she refers to as bargaining. And that real sense of that we are appealing to something that's bigger than us just to make this not the case. We are certainly when it comes to COVID, because we're so worried about family members, about friends, about maybe the people that we are supporting, that we are praying to somebody, something, a source bigger than us, about making sure that almost that we'll just find the answer to COVID, it'll go away, and everything will return back to normal. And the reality is that we can't turn back time. We don't know whether we will ever find we will be able to get rid of COVID. So we have to find ways of managing it. So in that sense of a bit of a kind of reality of we can't just rewind and make this not happening, then we can sometimes go into the state of kind of depression or low mood, and just that real kind of sense of being overwhelmed just by everything that's happening. And that cycle between kind of moving through kind of anger or fear into that kind of bargaining, into, where we're kind of making like, I'll look after myself, I'll keep myself in the best health if you just make this go away. And then into that kind of sense of feeling a bit low. We can go around that a couple of times before we kind of come to a place where we kind of accept this is where we are, this is what's happening right now, and we have to find a way through it. So even though I've described that as quite a kind of a clear process that we go through, what from the work, and certainly when I've kind of worked with clients through it, what we've noticed is that everybody's pace and speed of how you go through that will be very, very different. Some people will go through shock denial, that kind of sense of being a bit scared and angry, to bargaining, to kind of feeling a bit kind of overwhelmed and low about it, to then come out in acceptance really, really quickly. And other people can take weeks, if not longer, and stay in areas for whatever length of time that they need. And I suppose it's remembering that there is no, when it comes to emotions, when it comes to kind of really making sense of things that are happening, we all see that differently. We all see it from our different kind of maps of the world. And there is no right or wrong way. So your experience is your experience, my experience is my experience. That doesn't mean mine is right and yours is wrong, or yours is right and mine is wrong. It just is, this is my experience and you will have your own experience. But acknowledging that this is a loss, it's a loss of the way that we were, I suppose, how we were connecting with people before. In amongst this, people will have experienced loss of people that either they care about as work colleagues, or maybe as family members or friends. So there's multiple losses within this, and it's so important to, if you are really experiencing grief just now and really struggling with that loss, that you seek help. Speak to somebody about it. Yeah, it's so important. Use the opportunities that are there. Certainly, there's opportunities around joining some of the group stuff, but I would say if you're really struggling, then maybe considering accessing one of the one-to-one supports that are available. Yeah, please speak to somebody about it.